Other strategies that you need to develop include asking questions about your methods, self-reflection, finding a mentor or support group if necessary, thinking out loud, and welcoming errors as learning experience. Okay, so let's start from asking questions about your methods. Since naa na kay mga paagi or pamaagi nga imuhang pagabuhaton to develop yourself. So, first thing to do is you ask yourself if kaya ba ni nako or something. You ask yourself why you have come up on that certain methods nga imuhang gamiton, especially in developing yourself, and of course try to analyze if that method is beneficial or not. Let us proceed to self-reflection. As Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living for. If moingon galita nga self-reflection, it is quite similar to self-examination where you examine yourself sa imuhang mga strengths and weaknesses, and example ana is kanang mag-atubang ka sa mirror. Dayon, you talk to yourself. Examining yourself is very important because you will be able to identify or to recognize your strengths and weaknesses, kung asay dapat gi-improve or gi-develop, and unsay dapat nga usbon nimo sa imong kaugalingon. Since you are aware sa imong mga weaknesses naman, unsaon ba ni nako pag turn into strengths akong mga weaknesses, unsa bay dapat nako buhaton. So ingana, self-reflection is very important. The third is finding a mentor or support group if necessary. There's a saying nga no man is an island. And yes, tuod jud ko ani because not all the time nga kaya ra nako, or not all the time magpaka-selfish ako or something like magpataas kog pride, kay maabot jud ang panahon nga ka nga manginahanglan na ka og tabang sa ubang tao, and I am very happy nga nabuhat na nako. It's a matter of give and take. Kung nanginahanglan kag tabang sa ubang tawo, sila sad, maabot sad ang panahon nga sila na puy manginahanglan og tabang. So, dapat ingon ana ra jud na nga mutabang ka, tabanganay ra jud. Mura na importante kaayo. Thinking out loud. So, it has something to do with building confidence. So, ingon ani nga naa kay ganahan nga ipahayag or naa kay ganan isulti or naa kay knowledge about something nga ganahan mo isulti na may uban nga maulaw. So dapat you need to build confidence within yourself, as simple as that. And lastly, welcoming errors as learning experience. Welcoming errors does not mean seeking them or consciously making them as much as possible. It means that when you commit a mistake, you do not dismiss it as insignificant, or you do not try to avoid responsibility of the result. Okay, so if you commit a mistake, try to accept it. Dawata ang imong kasaypanan. And then, ang importante, dili nimong baliwalaon. Try to make ways nga unsa bay dapat imong buhaton. If masayop ka, dili kay ug masayop ka, ma-disappoint ka dayon, dili na maayo. Dapat mangita kag paagi unsa una nimo pag-correct sa imuhang mistakes. Okay, so you must process them to learn every lesson that you can take about yourself, about the topic, and other people or things. I will give you an example ani nga panghitabo ang nakaingon jud ko nga hala mas maayo jud nga imong dawaton imong sayop or something, imong mga mistakes, kay maura jud siya paagi nga makahatag og improvements. Wa ko makaingon nga na disappoint ko or something like ay sayop di ay or something ana dili nako. Ingana ba mawadan dayon og gana if masayop ra gali. There was one time nga ga-assign ko sa akong ka-groupmate sa usan amo ka subject, and then sa sobrang dali-dali and I wasn't feeling well that time. Di wa na nagkadimao ako ang ipang send this messenger. Nya nay uban nga dili masabtan. Dayon naay ni approach nako nga usa nako ka kauban ingon siya nga mayan. Pwede ba usbon ako or ako pang gimas i-organize ang pag-assign sa ato ang ka-groupmates, ana siya siyang, ay oo, okay ra, ni siya, di ba ka malain ko, ay dili, dapat magtabangan na irata, ako siya ginanaro, ni siya, magtabangan na irata, kay, para ra po ni sa ato ang kuan, para ra po ni sa atong grupo nga, mas-successful atong reporting. I was very thankful that time because we made some improvements sa amo ang pag-assign sa mga topic sa amo ang report. So I would like to remind everybody, dili ta magbata sa atong pride. Next, we have the four types of metacognitive learning. We have the tacit, aware, strategic, and reflective. Tacit learners are unaware of their metacognitive process, although they know the extent of their knowledge. So, tacit learners are unaware of their metacognitive knowledge. They do not think about any particular strategies for learning and merely accept if they know something or not. So, kani nga mga learners like kanang ginadawat ra nila kung unsay ilahang nabal-an o wala nila nabal-an, and they do not think of any particular strategies for learning. Murag wala ra sila pakialam ba, padayon ragos ilang life without any thinking kung unsay dapat buhaton or something. Not totally aware dyan sila sa ilang kaugalingon. Muna siya ginatawag og tacit learners. Next is we have the aware learners. Know some of their metacognitive strategies, but they do not plan on how to use this. So, they know about some of the kinds of thinking that they do, such as generating ideas, finding evidence, and etc. However, thinking is not deliberate or planned. So, kuan na, they know how to think about the particular strategies for learning, but the thinking is not deliberate or planned. Strategic learners, as the name implies, strategize and plan their course of action toward a learning experience. So as you've noticed, nagkataas ang level from tacit, aware, strategic. So strategic learners, they know how to organize their thinking by using problem solving, grouping, and classifying, evidence seeking, and decision making. They also know and apply the strategic that help them learn.
Is not
And
easy.
lastly, we have the reflective learners. They are not only strategic about their thinking, but they also reflect upon their learning while it is happening. It is very sabotable from tacit, aware, strategic, and reflective. Nagkataas ang iyang level of thinking. As you may have noticed already, the goal of metacognition is for the students to be a self-regulated learner. Below are some of the benefits of using metacognitive techniques and strategy. First, having the capability to study things on your own as well as accurately evaluate your process. Second, the compensation and development of cognitive limitation of the learner and improvement in knowledge from one context into another. Metacognitive thinking is very important because you will be able to assess and find ways to improve your learning process. So, muna siya, importante kaayo jud, and self-reflection is also important. Dapat magplano jud ta in order for us to learn something new and also to discover new things about yourself. Here are some tips that you can use in studying according to Queensland University of Technology Library. Number one, make an outline. An outline helps you organize your ideas about your topic ahead of time so that when you sit down to write, you know what to work on. So it is very important. I know nga familiar mo aning outline, and we have discussed this in junior high and senior high about outline making. So it is very important jud para dili ta madugayan sa atong gibuhat, and it also serves as our guide para hasway ra ang atong paggama sa atoang task. There's an example here in the right side. Next is break down the task in smaller and manageable details. It will help you avoid stress and procrastination. Alright, so by using graphic organizers, mas dali nimo masabtan kung unsay imuhang buhaton nga task and dali rasad nimo masunod kung unsay mga steps and procedures. And also, it avoids stress and procrastination. When you say procrastination, di ba hanam yun ay unya ra na kay di na sa tinuod lang, if the task is not organized and lisod sabton, lisod jud mahuman pud ang imuhang buluhaton, kay manglibog man kag asay unahon nimo og kuan kay gasagol na. So by using graphic organizers, dito nimo mabahig ang imuhang mga dapat nga buhaton, and then mas dali ra sad nimo masabtan. Number 3 is integrate variation in your schedule and experiences. This will help you to focus on a certain subject. Do not try to study two different subjects at the same time. Okay? As you can see in the picture, na ay kaning math og English. So dapat if nagtuon ka sa math, math sa jud, focus jud ka sa math. Kay maglibog naman ka kay ang math, it deals with numbers and English, lahi man sad na. So dapat unahon nimo, humanon sa nimo ang una nga subject, and then isunod nimo ang ikaduha, dili nimo siya dunganon para dili ka maglibog sa imuhang tun-an. So muna importante jud kaayo to integrate variation in your schedule and experience. Ayaw ipareha imong kaugalingon sa usa ka robot, kay dili ka robot, tawra ka. So muna siya importante jud to focus on a certain task before proceeding to another task na po dili jud nimo dapat dungan. Number 4 is try to incubate your ideas. Let the ideas flow, then leave your draft at least overnight or around 24 hours. Some even do not look it for a week and do something else. So, drafting, I know we're familiar with drafting, 'di ba? Like kanang di man ta pasagad og final na jud, mag-drafting pa man jud ta ana, kay ang objective or ang main purpose sa drafting is kung naa kay ganahan nga gi-improve or gi-develop sa imuhang task, pwede nimo ma-develop. So muna siya pasabot ani nga try to incubate your ideas, like imo sa i-draft, mag-drafting sa ka sabay kuanon basig napakay ganahang usbon, so makagam kag mga improvement sa imuhang kamaon nga task. Number 5 is revise, summarize, and take down notes, then reread them. This will help you minimize cramming in the last minute, especially when you have a weakness in memorizing facts and data. So natay ginatawag nga don't memorize, just understand what you are reading. So muna siya nga kuan, di man gud ta pareha og kuan jud kaning IQ, like kaning uban dali maka memorize na puy uban nga maglisod og memorize. So importante ra jud is nakasabot ka sa imuhang gibasa and you take down notes, kay pag take down notes very important na, if para na kay malimtan nara didto nakasulat ra nag-unsay mga importante nga dapat buhaton nimo sa imong task. And lastly, engage what you have learned. Use your new knowledge during discussions. Just do something about it, 'di ba? Okay, so kani siya naay una nga naa kay nabalaan, but na totally jud nga mauna jud to siya. So pag naa na kay makatunan nga bag-o, so pwede nimo gamiton or something, pwede nimo gamiton tong mga bag-o nimong nabalaan, and then makaingon ka nga okay, so mas okay man da ining akong bagong nabalaan karon, so just do something about it nga ingon ana. Like for example I will give you an example, like na kay makatunan mga bag-o about sa math. So imong buhaton ana is you practice and practice until ma-master na nimo. So mura jud na importante nga padayon ra jud ka imong praktisan, kay mabot ra jud ang panahon nga maperti na kakayo ana. Lesson 2, do not just dream, make it happen. Lesson objectives, use Bandura's self-efficacy theory for self-assessment. Differentiate growth and fixed mindset by Dweck. Design personal goals adapting Locke's goal-setting theory. Albert A. Bandura was born in Mundere, Alberta on December 4, 1925, and the youngest among the six children. Named as the most influential psychologist of all time. In 1951, he earned his master's degree at University in Lua and PhD at Clinical Psychology 1952. He was the author of the article Self-Efficacy Towards Unifying Theory of Behavioral Change, which became an instant classic in Psychology Kendra 2017. That's the end of my report. Thank you for listening, and once again, good day.